Hey Tech Army, what's up? Welcome back to another amazing episode of Tech Timing. So guys, in this amazing episode we are going to discuss 5 things to avoid while building a PC. Are you guys excited? So let's get started. So keep up with me till the end, comment right below this video, subscribe if you still haven't, and turn on the post notification for more videos. Follow these steps to avoid making mistakes while building a PC. Number 1. Buying components without having a plan. While shopping for your components, spend carefully because these products will be by your side for many years to come. Since you are buying such expensive products, make sure you don't pick up a cheap but unreliable deal on the power supply unit, PSU, because it can make or break your PC. A cheap PSU can damage your components over time and force you to replace parts that could have been saved if the PSU was more capable. Getting a gold or platinum rated PSU is always a good option. Secondly, if you build a PC for gaming, allocate more money to the GPU than the CPU because games are more dependent on the former. But don't spend all your budget on the best graphics card because other components can bottleneck the performance of the GPU and worsen your gaming experience. Lastly, ensure that all the products are entirely compatible. If you have bought an overclockable CPU, the motherboard might have a compatible socket, but you will need to ensure that it supports overclocking as well, or else it would be a waste of money. Also, when buying a CPU cooler and GPU, check whether both those products will fit inside the cabinet without interfering with other components, as these products are quite large. Number 2. Over-tightening screws. Whether it's cabinet fans, GPU brackets, or motherboard standoffs, there is no need to over-tighten the screws because it can damage the product. Especially when installing the motherboard, which is a fragile component, you should tighten the screws just enough to hold it in place. Installing just 4 screws in each corner will suffice to. There is always a risk of breaking the components if the screws are over-tightened. If you are traveling with a PC, rather than tightening the screws too much, it's better to disassemble the PC and carry it. Number 3. Not checking for pre-applied thermal paste. When installing the CPU cooler, you need to check if it already has thermal paste applied. To avoid having double thermal paste on the CPU, you can remove the pre-applied thermal paste on the cooler by using isopropyl alcohol and wiping it with tissue paper. If the CPU cooler does not have a pre-applied paste, you will need to buy a third-party thermal paste. The important thing here is to get a good product, as it will help keep your CPU cool without letting it throttle its performance. The best products today comprise conductive liquid metal, which is better than the usual thermal paste because it helps transfer heat more efficiently. Always remember to check out several guides for the best method of applying such products, as over-application will not just be a waste, but may also leak and damage other components. Number 4. Installing RAM in an inefficient configuration. If you have bought a dual kit of memory, it needs to be installed in a specific way on the motherboard to run at its full potential. Do not install both the memory sticks right next to each other, as it will prevent RAM from running in dual channel mode. Usually, RAM slots are color-coded for dual channels. So, install both RAM sticks in the same colored slots, and you can check the motherboard manual for more information. There are many reasons why the dual channel configuration is better than single channel configuration. One being that it helps double the bandwidth of the memory and increases the overall speed of the system. Number 5. Installing fans in incorrect directions. For the best airflow of the cabinet, the opposite fans need to be installed facing the opposite direction, one inflow and the other outflow, so that there is efficient cooling of the components. A small arrow will be printed on the fans indicating which direction the air will flow towards. The best configuration is to install the outflow fan at the back and the inflow fan at the front, because the outflow fan is closer to the heat source which needs to be served, and the inflow fan can have a regular intake of cool air from outside. So guys, this was all about today's video. Share as much as you can. That really motivates us to create more content for you guys. With this, we end our video. Hope you liked the video.